There's a famous saying, many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that this is not the fish they're after. But sometimes, when you go fishing, things turn out to be totally unexpected, especially in the case of giant sea creatures. Have you ever heard a story of a fisherman catching a big and giant sea creature? Maybe you have. The world is in abundance with all kinds of crazy and weird creatures in oceans, rivers, and lakes. Want to check for yourself? Well then, stay tuned with us, as in today's video, we'll see the biggest sea creatures ever caught. Before we begin the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel for some amazing and incredible videos. Here we go. Number 1. Largest ray. Probably we've all once tried fishing and caught grass carp, Peruvian anchoveta, or silver carp. How about the unusual one, like a giant sea fish? Well, we all believe that it's only possible in our dreams, but for few, dreams turned into reality. This one is spectacular, known as the largest ray. In 2015, the largest ray was caught by American TV nature conservationist Jeff Corwin on the Mae Klong River in Thailand. Any clue how big it is? Take a moment and take a guess. Its weight was noted at nearly 800 pounds and had become the largest freshwater fish. This gigantic flatfish was 8 feet wide and 14 feet long. In fact, this particular one distinguishes itself as the largest fish ever caught using the method of rod and line. Number 2. African tiger. Visualizing a fisherman catching a tiger, it doesn't really go with the job of a fisherman, huh? How about a fish known as a tiger? This particular one had easily made its way in the list of world's biggest sea creatures ever caught. The African tiger was found off the coast of Africa. The nasty-looking fish shares a criminal record of attacking people across history. That's why a lot of courage is required to catch it. Therefore, Raymond Houtmanvo tried his luck. Well, how much do you think it might weigh? This one had a weight of 97 pounds and was found in the Congo River system. Number 3. Jellyfish. Did you know jellyfish have no brain, heart, bones, or eyes? They're made up of a smooth, bag-like body and tentacles armed with tiny, stinging cells. This giant species can paralyze prey before gobbling it up. A pair of divers hit the jackpot while swimming off the southwestern tip of England. This rare species caught the attention of divers. It was a hulking, barrel jellyfish emerging from the murky water. It can grow as large as a fully grown human. It's also known as the dustbin lid jellyfish. It has a length of almost 120 feet. No one would have believed them if they hadn't have filmed it. Lizzie Daly and Dan Abbott shared the video on Facebook on July 2019. Number 4. Starfish. An interesting fact to know, starfish have no brain and no blood. A giant barbed starfish found in Oban Bay could be the biggest of its sort ever spotted. It's believed that the animal, which is more than 3 feet from tip to tip, could be a record breaker. The normal starfish is 4.7 to 9.4 inches long, for the most part weighing around 11 pounds. Sea life researchers have been renaming the animal ocean stars since they're not technically fish, yet are actually echinoderms, which are firmly identified with ocean urchins and ocean dollars. Number 5. Alligator gar. Giving a closer look, you will categorize it as ugly based on its apparent features. The snout and teeth give it a weird and frightening look. A fisherman named John Paul Morris caught one of the biggest garfish several years ago. Any idea how he'd done this? Go on, take a guess. You all might be thinking he used a trolling technique, but in fact, he didn't. Imagine using a bow and arrow to catch the fish. Within a moment, it seems like a ridiculously foolish idea to catch a fish, but for this one, it's not. Morris tried a bow and an arrow technique to catch garfish. Are you guys thinking about how huge it is and what it actually weighs? Well, this one was recorded to be 8 feet long and weighed almost 230 pounds. It made it the biggest sea creature ever caught using the bow technique. Number 6. Seahorse. Just to keep you along, the word biggest is always fantasizing words like biggest animal, biggest bird, biggest buildings, and even the biggest sea creature. Michael Bailey, while fishing, saw an uncommon creature in his net. He was fishing for mullet in Poole Harbor, Dorset, England, when he lifted his net from the waters, and what he saw had blown him for a moment with surprise. Bailey got to know that he had discovered the biggest seahorse ever caught. Well, you all will be thinking, what made it the biggest? Well, the answer to your queries is that this particular one measured to be 13 inches in length. It may not sound like a lot, considering some of the others on our list, but experts say this fish is around twice the average size for its species and is the biggest one ever discovered. That's why it's distinguishable from all other seahorse. In the end, after recording its measurement, Bailey made a wise decision to return the seahorse to its aquatic habitat. Number 7. Opa. At first glance, this one looks like a Photoshop, but after copious research, it's proven that it's not. It looks like a fat fish swallowing a salmon. This one is known as an opa. You wouldn't believe it weighs almost 181 pounds. Want to spend some quality lifetime? Go for a short trip for fishing. That's what Joe Ludlow did from California. He, along with his fellows, went fishing and caught this giant creature. Some lucky individuals only catch one giant fish, and in the case of catching opa, it's hard to get even one. But Joe and his fellows were the lucky ones to catch not just one, but 3 opa. Opa are also known as moonfish, and for people to catch 3 on the same vessel was considered extraordinary. Number 8. Dolphin. An interesting fact to catch. The mahi-mahi dolphin's forked tail propels this fast-swimming fish to speeds of 40 miles an hour. A fisherman named Jeff Wright caught a mahi-mahi dolphinfish off the coast of Ocean City. He's the proud record holder of the giant mahi-mahi dolphin. And how big is it? Well, its weight was recorded at 72.8 pounds. It only took 25 minutes to catch it. Number 9. Squid. On a regular trip, have you ever experienced catching the big fish with scary looks? Most of us haven't. Here, fishermen were in the Antarctic region when they noticed something unusual in their way, like a rock snagged in their line. Giving a closer look, the crew got to know that this giant species was not a whale or a shark. This one was something else, a massively huge fish known as a squid. The fishermen got curious and excited to measure the fish's length. They discovered this squid was 30 feet long and weighed almost half a ton. Interesting fact to know about this species of squid is that they have the ability to grow up to 50 feet in length. Number 10. Bluefin Tuna. A fisherman is always excited about new discoveries while fishing. They're curious about catching the big ones. Ken Frazier is no different from them. Ken holds the record of catching the biggest tuna ever seen. This one was caught back in 1979. The bluefin tuna was recorded to have 1,496 pound weight. He caught the fish in Olds Cove off Nova Scotia, Canada, using a mackerel. It was caught on a rod and reel too. You'll be thinking of how much time it took to catch the giant fish? Probably like 2 or 3 hours, right? Actually, it only took 45 minutes to catch this massive bluefin tuna. Number 11. Shrimp. Some of us don't know that shrimp are excellent swimmers. Have you given a thought to do nighttime fishing? Maybe not, but this guy actually did. A man named Steve Bargeron from California was surprised when he caught this weird and scary-looking creature. With a closer look, he figured out it's a giant shrimp. This shrimp wasn't an average crustacean. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission posted several photos on Facebook from fisherman Steve Bargeron. After taking photos, Steve released this massively huge shrimp back into the water. Well, what makes it so big? Well, Steve estimated that this giant shrimp was almost 18 inches long. That makes it the biggest shrimp ever caught. Number 12. Shark. How can sharks miss the list of biggest sea creatures ever caught? Did you know Most sharks never sleep because they have to constantly pump water through their mouth over their gills to breathe, or they'll die. Frank Mundus and John Braddock were off the coast of Montauk, New York, for fishing and relaxing. One scene captured their attention. They saw some movement in the water. When they looked over at it, it was something bigger than expected. They noticed a bunch of sharks feeding on a dead whale. The scene excited them to catch one of the sharks. After hard tries, both succeeded catching a shark. Want to know how much it weighed? Well, this shark was estimated to weigh 3,427 pounds. A controversy also surrounded the catch, as some believe that Mundus had killed the whale that the sharks were feeding on. What do you think? Now it's time for the most incredible catch. Number 13. Whale. Trying to tell the story of your big catch, your fellows won't believe it. And that's exactly what happened to a group of fishermen after landing this giant creature from deep in the Arabian Sea. Pictures of this massively huge monster went viral when it was brought to the Karachi port in Pakistan. This incredible whale was 14 feet long. A huge crowd gathered to see the glimpse of the giant fish. It was hauled out of the water at Karai Fishery. Take a guess. How much do you think it weighed? They found it to be almost 8 tons. 2 cranes were brought to lift this heavy and giant fish. The whale was spotted 10 days prior, around 90 miles away from the shore. This spooky-looking creature had a 5-foot wide mouth with 350 rows of tiny teeth. Have you also caught any big sea creature? Or do you want to catch any huge fish? Let us know through your comments. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and share our channel. Hit the bell icon to never miss any updates. And, as always, thanks for watching.